by Lane.
Oh, say, can you see by the long early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air, came proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the hope of the brave.
Good job. At this time, we just want to introduce Dominic Warnick and Trey Smith from the Athletic Leadership Council. Got a few things to say.
Welcome to Somebody Metro at Lowville. Somebody the Athletic Leadership Group is sponsoring Official Appreciation Week. We would like to take this opportunity to thank our officials for sacrificing time away from their families tonight. Here are a few facts we'd like to make you aware of. 87% of officials have suffered verbal abuse. From 2018 to 2022, over 50,000 officials quit. More than half quit because of verbal abuse and physical abuse. 80% of new officials quit within 2 years. The main reason they stopped officiating is abuse. 70% of officials cites their reason for officiating is the love of the sport. We would like to thank you for your dedication to high school athletics.
Thank you, fellas. We do appreciate our officials, without a doubt. At this time, we'll get started with the starting lineups. First for South Jefferson, coached by Mr. Rob Pitt and Mr. Sean McGrath. Freshman number 10, Thomas Pitt. Junior number 12, Liam Hobbs. Junior number 15, Reagan Lawley. Sophomore number 21, Nathan Madison. And junior number 23, Robert Pitt. And now, the starting lineup for your own Lowville Red Raiders. Coached by Mr. Zach Shamwell, assisted by Mr. Eli Wood and Mr. Andrew Capone. Sophomore, number 13, Isaiah Spence. Junior, number 11, Michael Bell. Junior, number 2, Thomas McHugh. Junior, number 1, Brian Thomas. And senior, number
Tonight's officials, referee is Mr. Beaver, the umpire is Mr. Beach.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to high school basketball on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. Yes, no. I can't hear Ron. Ron can't hear me.
Can't hear anything.
Either way, the basketball game started. Well, we'll deal with it. We'll figure it out.
Well, gonna jump right out and go inside. No score. South Jeff, first time with the ball. And they're going to call a foul on the drive inside. That one's on the floor, going to be an out of bounds. Good defense on both ends to start the game. A lot of height on both sides. There we go.
There it is. Well, you think after however many games we've done, Ron, we'd figure the audio out by now. We haven't.
Just teasing the audience. They had to wait to hear us.
Yeah, it took us a minute. So Jeff,
Nice move inside.
Lowville here. Should be a really good game, you'd think, between these two teams. They met once already. And Lowville came out on top. And a 6-point game back in South Jeff early in December. Tommy Pittick driving right to the hoop and unable to get the basket to fall.
Couple possessions apiece here to start. Everybody's going inside. Not a jump shot yet. I like it. Inside. Let's see what they got under the basket.
Lowville with the ball here, moving it around. And at the top of the arc, Spence got it to Thomas and then to McHugh. Into Spence. Good
There's
move.
a jump shot. Bang. Nothing but net.
Basket by number 10. Logan.
I believe that was Logan Watson on
Watson
the
with
jumper
the three.
from the corner.
Really good feed to find him from Spence. Turnaround jumper for Nate Madison. He can't get it to fall. Here comes Thomas the other way for the Red Raiders. Thomas into the corner for Spence, right in front of us.
He wasn't expecting that.
Thomas came up with a loose ball but gave it away. Nate Madison with the steal. He gets it to Tommy Pittick, who will bring it up the court for the Spartans. Now dish back off for Liam Hobbs. And the Spartans will reset from the top of the arc. Nate Madison to Tommy Pittick, to his brother Bobby. Bobby thought about the three, dished off instead. Thomas Pittick in the far corner. Liam Hobbs now on the basketball, dishing back out, driving right to the
Nice
basket.
drive.
Right hand from the left side, and Reagan Lawley gets the Spartans on the board. 3-2 is the score.
You can see where the South Jeff team is going to be tough to defend. They got so much height, yet they spend a lot of time on the perimeter. If they can shoot and use that height inside, they're going to be awful tough to defend.
We saw them do that at home against Watertown a couple of weeks back, a game they won by 10 points against pretty tough opposition. Thomas driving in, floater with the right hand, too strong, rebounded by Bobby Pittick. That's another strength for the Spartans, able to work on the glass. Hobbs
There's
with a
long-
quick three.
Nice.
Rattles in.
No hesitation at all.
Thomas the other way for Lowville trying to answer back. McHugh gets it inside.
Nice drive.
Great move. Michael Fail with the right hand.
Chance now to put on that press Lowville's known for.
Bobby Pittick gets it to his brother Tommy and then up for Hobbs. Hobbs driving in.
Oh, they could call a charge there. And they did.
They did.
Yeah. Lowered that shoulder just as he went in.
And Watson was set underneath too, got his feet set. Stood there, took the contact, draws the charge. The first foul against Liam Hobbs. So tie game at 5, just about halfway through the first quarter of action. Spence Now Thomas on the near side. It's a dispense. He's picked up by Tommy Pittick. On the far side, Michael Fail spinning. Ball's going to go out of play. Deflected by South Jeff.
Yeah, I think going off of Pittick's foot.
Red Raider basketball on the far side of the gymnasium. Spence inbounds into the backcourt for Brian Thomas. Thomas to the near side. Logan Watson had a streaking man through the middle, Ethan Myers. And he couldn't corral the pass, taken away by South Jeff. Spartans the other way. Bobby Pittick on the basketball. Must have got rid of the ball right before that foot came down. Dangerously close. Madison handed off for Tommy Pittick. Tommy Pittick to the near side. Lawley with the long jumper. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Thomas, and here he comes the other way with some speed. Charged the other way. Both teams drawing the offensive fouls.
Good sound defense by both sides.
First foul against Brian Thomas. First game of the year we did, Ron, was Lowville and Carthage. Obviously,
up and down.
Lowville has had some success. It is a travel against Tommy Pittick. Yeah. Lowville's had success against Carthage. The second game they played them, they beat them. And the first game of the year, I think they would have had a really good chance if Thomas didn't get in foul trouble. He's picked up one early here.
Lost a lot of time in the fourth quarter with Thomas. They cut, and remember now, they cut that big lead down to, I think, 3. Just could not get over the hump. And of course, they had their leader on the bench. So
Myers pass into the corner for Watson, just too tall. Goes into the stands back there behind him. So it'll be Spartans ball. And again, Lowville with the pressure. It's the way they like to play defense.
Yeah, you know when you come into this gym, you're going to be running for 32 minutes.
Skip pass to the near side. That one's going to go out of play, and it is.
I feel like they could have called the foul there. I can't see what the call is. Just out of bounds.
Just out of bounds. Ball poked free from Liam Hobbs. Lawley gets it inbounds to Bobby Pittick. Pittick now guarded by Michael Fail. Pittick dishing back out for Nate Madison. Madison stopped. Now Madison, long two.
Nice shot.
South Jeff with another lead, 7-5. Back and forth game, 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Good patient offense down there. Pittick had a 5'6" footer, guy his size, and he took time to make the extra pass. Got his teammate an open look.
It's a block this time instead of the charge. Nate Madison, feet were moving just a little bit there. Madison got into a little bit of foul trouble a couple of weeks back in Adams when we were watching South Jeff play Watertown. I thought maybe Bob Pittick was going to take him out, but just wanted to talk. Quick inbound to Myers, and he gets Hobbs to jump and puts it up underneath him to tie it up at 7. Bobby Pittick to Tommy to break the press. Tommy's fouled at half court. I think they're going to get Granowski with that one.
Fouls on 24, Granowski, his first.
Yep, good call. Wasn't sure if they got him or Spence, but you called it.
They were both there for sure. I took a guess and figured 50-50 chance I was going to be right. Madison gets it to Lawley. Reagan Lawley to Liam Hobbs on the far side. Hobbs.
Well, nice hands.
Taken away. Here comes Ethan Myers the other way. He came to a stop, then dished off to Thomas. Thomas steps into the 3, short. Rebounded by Liam Hobbs. Good look for Brian Thomas right there. Able to step into the shot.
He's not going to get a lot of looks that open.
Bobby Pittick steps into a mid-range jumper. That one too strong. Rebounded by Ethan Myers. Under 2 minutes to go now. Ball right in the near corner. Fail, fake the handoff, drives to the basket. Good move. Couldn't get it to go over Bobby Pittick.
When you say near corner, that was near. Literally within an arm's reach.
Similar to the setup in Carthage. We're right down in the left-hand corner of your picture. Tommy Pittick to Bobby. Bobby Pittick driving in. Floater with the right hand, no good. Good defense that time by Granowski. Rebounded by Michael Fail.
He's going to the rim.
Lowville the other way. Myers through the contact. Doesn't get it to go, but an offensive rebound. Second chance opportunity. Michael Fail puts it in. Gives Lowville a 2-point lead. And I think Bob Pittick wants to take a timeout here, talk things over.
That was another thing I It's now come back to me, that first game of the year. Fail always seems to be around the ball and around the basket. He ends up with a lot of those big finishes that, change the momentum of the game. You make a defensive stop and then bang, he's there for the offensive rebound on the putback. He just always seems to be in the right place at the right time.
That last play, one of those two where just came out of nowhere. Nobody really picked him up as he was coming down the court.
Now, if you glance on the basket, you see 3 black jerseys, and then boom, he's got the ball and the ball's in the hole.
So the offensive rebound and the putback for Michael Fail gives Lowville a 2-point lead here on high school basketball on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. Again, apologies for the audio issues. The first minute of the game, we had the wrong button pressed. That's what happened.
That's all it was.
Turns out if you press the mute button, everything's muted. Isn't that bizarre?
Interesting.
Tommy Piddick off the inbound. Fail, got a hand on it, and then dives onto the court. Came up with a ball, but he laid on the line here out of bounds.
The shoulder blade just touched the line.
Great effort defensively, though, from Lowville. Able to get the ball from Tommy Piddick right here in this near corner. Full court pressure again. Myers all over Tommy Piddick. He does get the ball to Reagan Lawley. Lawley up the court for Nate Madison, and he gets over the line. Hands it back to Lawley. Lawley to the near side. Tommy Piddick. Now Nate Madison driving in. Hop step. Dish out. Lawley faked the 3. Now he throws it up to Tommy Piddick. Bobby Piddick, rather, at the top of the arc. Bobby spins in. Dished out to Tommy. Tommy Piddick to Bobby in the corner. Faked the 3. Driving in. Bobby Piddick threw some contact. He's going to head to the line for 2 shots.
He's made 5 or 6 now, drives to the basket. Was unable to finish, but law of averages, they're going to start falling. He's been around the rim pretty much the entire game.
Foul will go against Michael Fail. That's his first. First free throw from Bobby Piddick falls through to make it a 1-point game, 9-8. Second one from the junior forward, good as well. And we're all tied up at 9 with just about 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Good pass to Spence. Another block is going to be called. That one's going to go against Reagan Lawley. Been a good physical battle underneath. Both teams not afraid to take the ball right to the rack.
Physical but clean. There was a couple plays in that GB game. This is just good hard-nosed basketball, both sides.
First shot from the free throw line for Isaiah Spence. Gives Lowville a 1-point lead. Second from Spence. Dirty but good. Found its way in. Lowville again with a full court press. Bobby Piddick on the inbounds. He's doubled quick. And the pass is jumped, taken away by Logan Watson. Watson traveled.
Yep. Be interesting to see how this plays out a little later in the game. Lowville's a fresh supply of subs. I haven't seen a lot of subs from South Jeff. And obviously they're running one end to the other the entire game.
Another steal forced by the press.
Nice.
And a quick 2 points for Ethan Zaire. Bobby Piddick. South Jeff just struggling with the press a little bit right now. Bobby over half court, long pass. Gets it forward to Madison. Madison driving in against Zaire and blocked from behind right at the buzzer.
Good action-packed first quarter, end to end. As you said, that press started to take a little effect there just those last couple of possessions. I don't know that it's fatigue, but I'm going to think South Jeff, Coach Piddick's going to want to start rotating some bodies in there. They're going to wear down later in the game.
A couple of weeks ago, like I said, we were down in Adams for a South Jeff game against Watertown, and Watertown pulled out the press a little bit early in that game. South Jeff was able to break it enough where Watertown felt like they couldn't rely on it all the time. So far, the Spartans haven't been able to do that to Lowville just yet.
Yeah, they haven't really run, although I haven't seen this the first time I've seen South Jeff. I haven't seen their offense, but it just seems to me like it's a rotation until Bobby Piddick finds a lane to go to the hole, and then, hey, if it works, it works. they can find a shooter or two to start knocking down some threes, they're going to be tough to guard.
At the end of the first quarter of play, high school basketball presented by the Bob Johnson Auto Group. You can view their entire inventory at bobjohnsonautogroup.com. Lowville with a 13-9 lead over the Spartans. A reminder that we've got some cards from Buffalo Wild Wings too. So if you're ever out and about, see us at a game, or you know somebody who's at a game that we're at, tell them to stop over. We've got $5 off a $25 purchase at Buffalo Wild Wings. Thanks to them for their support of high school basketball. Underway here in the second quarter. Tommy Pittick dishes off to Reagan Lawley, and then he hands the ball off to Gavin Warner. Bobby Pittick driving in, dishing back out Warner, guarded by Thomas. It's to Lawley, into the corner now. Bobby Pittick from the corner, short. And Tommy got the hand on the rebound initially, and then the ball's going to go out of bounds. And Tommy Pittick was the one who got the hand on it last, so Lowville will get the basketball. I got to apologize first off. All last week, I was calling Russell Hazard Gavin Warner, and he had a great game, and I was giving the credit to the wrong player. Gavin Warner is in now for South Jeff tonight. We didn't see him the other week, but Lowville up by 4. They've got the basketball here. Brian Thomas at the top of the arc. He is picked up by Gavin Warner. Thomas handed off. Zare back to the top of the arc for Watson. Now driving in. Myers, mid-range floater, no good. And good rebounded by Tommy Pittick. Lawley hands it off. Tommy Pittick driving in. Good pass out to Nate Madison on the near side. Too strong with a three-pointer, out of play, but Lowville must have got a touch.
Yep. The ball went long. I think they were expecting it to kick off the rim. Just tipped off their fingertips and out of bounds.
So the Spartans get the ball back. Tommy Pittick with a quick three off the inbound play. Too strong. And rebounded. Strong rebound by Brian
nice
Thomas.
Look.
Looking down the court, he had Watson, found him. Now Watson in the corner with a three. In and out. Rebounded by Reagan Lawley.
Every bit of the rim except the bottom.
80% of the way down, too. I think foul called against Zare. Hand on the hip there as Lawley was trying to carry the ball over half court. So the first foul against Zare. Lawley inbounds into the backcourt for Gavin Warner. Warner against Thomas. Dishes off to Tommy Pittick. Pittick sets the screen.
There's
and
an
into the
open
near
look.
side. Warner with a
There's
three.
an open look.
Three-point basket by number 3, Warner.
Gavin Warner with a three. Cuts it to a one-point game. Right in front of us, Fail. And they swing it all the way back around to the far side. McHugh to Thomas to Fail. Fail thought about the three. Gets it right back. Fail picked up by Bobby Pittick. Bounce pass to the far side for Logan Watson. Now dished off for McHugh. Watson from the corner. Bingo. Lowville answers right back with a three of their own. Logan Watson from the far corner. Bobby Pittick.
Oh, he raised the elbow. Let's see if they called it. Oh, they called it on Lowville. Pittick definitely threw the elbow. Could have called that either way.
Was on 15 Zare, his second.
It's a second foul against Ethan Zare.
And I think that's what Shambo's saying too. My guy's got his hands up and he put his elbow into my guy's chest. He's got a point.
Warner dished off. Now Tommy Pittick gets the screen from Lawley. Nate Madison driving in now into the corner.
Oh, nice pass.
Madison took the dribble. Bobby Pittick closed down quickly to Madison in the corner. He fakes the three, steps in. Top of the arc. Warner wide open. Can't get another one to fall. And the rebound eventually is controlled by Brian Thomas. Here's Thomas with some speed to McHugh.
Nice.
Right hand from the left side. Great hands to receive the pass in stride and then put it right up. All in one motion. Thomas McHugh.
That's pretty athletic. That's not easy to do. Top speed, catch it that close to the basket. lay it up off the backboard soft. It's a great move.
Another timeout with 5 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the second quarter. South Jeff cut it down to a 1-point game after the three-pointer from Gavin Warner, but Lowville able to answer right back. Logan Watson buried one of his own. And then Thomas McHugh in transition.
Both offenses, just that nice, smooth. Everybody's get their hands on the ball. They're going to keep moving it till somebody gets an open look. Really good offense. Just Lowville.
Lowville pressure just challenging enough for South Jeff. Created a couple of turnovers and opportunities in transition too, which is part of the reason why they've had those better looks at the basket. So the Spartans will have the basketball out of the timeout. Down here to our left-hand side. Lawley gets it inbounds to Bobby Pittick. He's doubled. They get it up the court. Gavin Warner to the far side. Pass deflected and out of play. Watson getting back defensively for Lowville. He was way up the court executing the press and then got back to get a hand on the pass. Bobby Pittick off the bounce inbound. Driving against Watson. Pittick into the paint, move. Up and over. Logan Watson with the right hand. Bobby Pittick with a couple more points.
A pretty good handle for a guy his size.
Spence to Thomas on the near side. He's guarded by Warner. Gets it to McHugh. Thomas again. McHugh. Thomas faked the handoff, drove in. Foul on the floor, no shot. That'll go against Gavin Warner. First foul against the sophomore guard for the Spartans. Thomas inbounds to Watson and then to Spence up top. Gets it right back. Thomas to Watson in the corner again. That one off the front of the iron and rebounded by the Spartans. Taking the ball the other way, Reagan Lawley. Lawley gets it to Madison. Nate Madison into the corner.
Look.
Wide open look for Tommy Pittick.
Nice board.
And he can't get the three to fall. Rebounded by Thomas McHugh. Thomas. And now McHugh. Fail on the near side. Picked up by Pittick as he gets to the free throw line. Watson in the corner. Hassled by Madison. Fail. Gets it to McHugh up top. And now Spence fakes the three. Drives in against Tommy Pittick. Gets to the basket. Shot blocked. I think it was Lawley who got the hand on it. Rebounded by Brian Thomas. He goes right to the basket and draws the foul against Bobby Pittick. Shot won't go. But Thomas will head to the line for two shots. First foul against Bobby Pittick.
That offense is just relentless. That constant motion. There's never a chance just to catch your breath.
Thomas too strong on the first free throw.
End of the game, 0 Myers and 15 Zaire.
Bringing Zaire back in. I think he's sitting on 2 fouls. It happened right, bang, bang, 2 straight possessions.
Ethan Zaire and Ethan Myers both back into the game. Second free throw from Thomas is good.
Kind of luxury for Coach Shambo. He moves enough guys in and out. He can continue to bring them in even in a little bit of foul trouble, knowing he's just got so many guys with court time.
Tommy Pittick gets it to Gavin Warner. Warner up over Thomas.
Nice bucket.
Escape number 3, Warner.
Gavin Warner gets the layup to fall. 3-point game, 19-16. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Myers to Thomas up top. Gets it to Zaire. Zaire hands off for Myers. 3-pointer from Zaire.
Bang. You're going to bring him in. There's a reason. Find the bottom of the net.
Pittick able to spin out of the double team there and then picked up his dribble as he got over half court. Hands off for Reagan Lawley. Now Gavin Warner. He's guarded tightly by Isaiah Spence. Sets the screen on Myers. Nate Madison. Near side. Lawley with the three.
Bang.
Right back.
Starting to shoot the ball on that end now.
Reagan Lawley from beyond the arc answers back. And responds to Ethan Zare's three. 22-19. Michael Fail to Brian Thomas, handed off. Spinning. Myers with a fadeaway three. Didn't get enough on it. Rebounded by Bobby Pittick.
As much size as South Jeff has, and Lowville's not a small team. They're all just kind of in that 6'2" range. South Jeff seems to have a lot of size, but I'm gonna guess he played almost a half here. I don't know that I've seen the. I think that was their first offensive rebound, and they turned it over.
Tommy Pittick.
That's got to be a travel.
It's either a travel or a timeout. Lowville furious. They thought it was a travel. Pittick.
He rolled 3 times. Apparently, somewhere in that first roll, he called a timeout.
So the Spartans awarded a timeout with 1:49.
That's a good word, because I'm pretty sure he didn't call one.
Bobby Pittick, or Tommy Pittick rather, rolling on the court. Tight game, 22-19. Both teams starting to heat up a little bit from beyond the arc here, late in the first half.
Well played half. Just a lot of athletes on the floor. They're moving, balls in motion. Good defense. Not a lot of fouls, really, for the amount of action that's gone into the lane. They just play good, clean defense, good, hard-nosed, end-to-end basketball. A lot of fun to watch. It's a lot of like the Carthage game.
So the Spartans will have the basketball down here in front of us. Lawley gets it inbounds to Bobby Pittick. And then right back, Reagan Lawley to Gavin Warner. Warner. Bobby Pittick on the near side. Nate Madison from 3. Off the right side of the iron, rebounded by Spence. Spence poked free briefly, but able to control it and gets it to Brian Thomas. Thomas to Spence. And now Gronowski back into the game. Poke free, finds its way to Spence on the far side. Fail to Thomas on the near side. He's picked up by Warner. Screen from Fail. He gets it right back off the roll, out of bounds, off the hands of Bobby Pittick. Lowville basketball. 1:17 on the clock here. Brian Thomas gets it in bounds and then handed off. Thomas lost the handle, taken away. Bobby Pittick looking up the court. Bobby slows it down, drives it in, and steps back out.
Elbow. They haven't called him for it yet, but he's got an awful habit of, when he gets some contact, he moves that front elbow.
That one is going to be a backcourt violation after the offensive rebound. Pass just couldn't connect with Reagan Lawley at the top of the arc. So Lowville will get the basketball after the Spartan turnover. Brian Thomas will inbound in the far corner. Had Zare streaking through the lane. His pass is going to go out of bounds. Miscommunication there, thrown to nobody in particular at the top of the arc. The teams exchange turnovers. Spartans are going to have to go back and inbound, though, from where Thomas had thrown that errant inbound pass because nobody touched the basketball. Warner came right through the paint, but the inbound went to Bobby Pittick instead. Now Gavin Warner gets it to Tommy Pittick.
Ooh,
Tommy Pittick
slip.
traveled.
That's got to be a travel. Yep.
He did.
Is he okay?
He got hit up high after the travel. Looked like he caught an arm or maybe an elbow.
Yeah, definitely
up
nothing
high.
intentional. I think it was all with the slip. I think he almost slid into it. Maybe cut his lip.
Might be. I wonder, the way he went over there, it looked like he picked something up. Did he lose a tooth, Ron?
Boy, that's possible. He did go pick something up off the floor.
I don't know what else it would have been, really, that he would have dropped.
I think he did chip a tooth. And he's giving it to his dad.
Handed something to his father.
Dad, hang on to this.
Yeah, and
tell Mom to call the dentist. We'll be in the morning.
yeah, and I'm going to stay in the game while we're at it. So
Into the game, number 10, Watson.
Logan Watson checks back in. Hear the announcement there. Gronowski to Watson now in the corner, gets it right back. Fail up top, hand it off for Brian Thomas. He's picked up. Well, it was Warner guarding Thomas.
Just under 30 seconds to go. Still just that 3-point lead.
Thomas now handed off. Gronowski's going to take the three with a hand in his face off the right of the arm.
Nice
Offensive rebound,
board.
Logan Watson. And the second chance opportunity. Lowville's been really good on the offensive glass. I was saying it was a strength for the Spartans was their rebounding, but so far Lowville's had the upper hand on the glass.
Absolutely.
Warner gets through the pressure, hands off to Bobby Pittick. Time running down, about 2 seconds. Pittick spins and just heaves it there.
Got a
I
good
don't even
look,
know how
huh?
he got the look. It was, to even get the chance was impressive. Doesn't get the shot to fall, though, right at the buzzer.
You know, it's a 5-point game. You look back, you get a couple extra possessions if you're Lowville. You got a couple extra possessions off turnovers with the press. A couple of those offensive rebounds, just like that last possession. You know, those things you're talking about, 2 extra possessions and 2 extra buckets in a 5-point game. It's basically been even. Lowville's just done those little things to give themselves that little bit of advantage.
Definitely just been slightly better defensively. They've done a really good job of getting hands on balls, forcing errant passes through the use of that full court pressure. And they've done it all game. One of those things that's always interesting to see how well a team can keep that up throughout the course of the entire game. But you mentioned earlier, Shambo's used the bench pretty well, brought in guys,
fresh bodies the whole time,
kept the pressure up too. Sometimes it's tough you bring a guy off the bench and the energy is not quite the same, but those guys have been fantastic.
Absolutely.
Off the bench for Lowville.
Be interesting to see if the press has worked very well, but I've been watching, been right down here in front of us, that press. Almost every single inbound, guy swings around, they throw it up high to Pittick. Every single inbound. I'm not sure he'd take away the lob it up. I mean, he's 6 inches taller than anybody else on the court, but whether they've got a 2-person trap, they know where that ball's going to come in. Whether when he hits the ground, there's 2 guys there. I don't know. See if he can tweak that a little bit, maybe get a couple more turnovers. But fun game to watch. Chess match, got a lot of athletes, a lot of guys that can score. This is fun to watch.
I had a feeling that it might be that sort of game, just based on having seen both of these teams. Zach Zabrisky's trying to tell me something about the stats he's got down here. I don't know what it was. Logan Watson, I think he's saying that they might not be entirely 100% completely accurate. And Reagan Lawley's got 5 at least, probably. Pittick with 4. Logan Watson doing most of the scoring for Lowville. A couple of big threes for him. And he's got, we'll call it 8.
Lay off of Zach. He's
Zach's
good enough to get our sound going. We can't do everything.
He's been doing a lot of work down there, and he does a lot of work all the time. The rest of the stream team, Carter's over here. Now he's come down off of his camera, saying that he should get his applause. Carter Thazier, Ron Rockwood joining myself, Connor Lalone on commentary. High school basketball presented by the Bob Johnson Auto Group and Drex Subs, as well as Buffalo Wild Wings. A reminder, we've got those cards down here as well, and we'll have them all year long for anything that we're ever streaming, so you can always stop by and pick up one of those. We're going to take a break for halftime. Close game, Lowville with a 5-point lead, 24-19. Welcome back inside the gymnasium down here in Lewis County, where the Lowville Red Raiders are hosting the South Jefferson Spartans on high school basketball on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. My name's Connor Lalone. Joining me, Ron Rockwood for the color commentary. Zachary Zabriskie on the computer. Carter Thazier up in the bleachers, running the camera for us. Really back and forth first half of action. Both teams playing very physical, getting the ball to the basket.
Yeah, just a quick game. You know, it's only 24-19, not a ton of scoring, but a lot of drives to the basket. A little more three-point shooting there in that second quarter. Be interested to see how this third quarter starts. We were just talking before we came back on. Coach Pittick had the Spartans in the locker room until about a minute and a half left. Lowville right out with a three.
I'm not sure that's what Bob Pittick drew up.
I doubt that.
In the halftime break was give up a three to Spence immediately, and then Spence is going to follow that up with a foul.
That same inbounds play.
Number 13, Spence, his first
Pittick on the sideline, throw it up high.
Like
See if
said,
it works again.
It's so difficult to deny that pass because Bobby's so
He's
tall. And handles the ball well, too. I mean, receives the ball well and makes a difference. They break it here by getting it to Tommy Pittick, and then he gets it to Reagan Lawley. Near side, Nate Madison against Spence. Warner. Lawley driving in. Warner able to save it from going out of bounds right in front of us. Would have had a good shot if the pass was a little better. Warner closed down quickly. Gets it to Madison. Lawley throws it up with the right hand as the shot clock was about to expire. That one's going to go out of bounds. Fail got the last touch.
Yep, good call.
Up over Bobby Pittick.
Wasn't sure they were going to get it onto the rim in time. They just got it before the buzzer went off.
Bobby Pittick driving against Fail. Madison at the free throw line. He steps into the mid-range and dishes all the way back out to the top of the arc. Warner, Lawley to Bobby Pittick in the near corner. Bobby Pittick driving against Fail. Hop step back jumper off the back of the iron and in.
Well, the first two possessions, Bobby Pittick has all of a sudden been posting up inside. He spent most of his time on the perimeter driving to the lane in the first half.
Offensive rebound. Spence came up with it. Into the far corner. Watson to Spence again. Spence driving in through some contact.
Yeah, he was tripped.
They're going to get Lawley, I believe. Nope, Tommy Pittick is going to pick up the foul, look like.
Number 10, Pittick, his first team foul.
First foul against Tommy Pittick. Legs tangled up there as Spence was trying to drive in towards the basket. Conversation over here on the near side.
Yeah, they changed
the foul.
You were right.
I thought that's who it was initially, but Bobby Lefevre came over to clear that one up. Ball inbounded to Watson, handed off. Spence right to the basket.
Right up for him.
Off the glass, no good. Pittick came up with a rebound, but Lowville takes it right back, and then a foul is going to be whistled on the floor. Bobby Pittick came down with a board, but had nowhere to go. The ball was poked out of his hands. Lowville ended up with the basketball. And now Tommy Pittick does pick up his first foul.
Again, just those extra possessions. You secure the rebound. Suddenly you don't have the ball. You've just lost a possession. When you're down 9, struggling with the press as it is, you can't afford to give away possession.
Thomas looking to inbound. And off the ball, blocking foul. I think that's going to go against Madison.
One black. I don't think they have a 1 on the court.
13 white and 10 black. Is that what he's? There's no 13.
Number 10, Pittick, his second, and number 13, Spence, his second.
I don't think I've ever seen offsetting fouls in a basketball game, but that's what
Away
they just
from the
called.
Ball. Offsetting fouls.
Tommy Pittick and Isaiah Spence both get fouls at the same time. So Pittick picks up 2 in really quick succession. for South Jeff, right on half court. Watson able to tiptoe the line, gets it to McHugh. On the near side, McHugh hands off to Brian Thomas. Thomas's pass, a little errant, but reeled in by Michael Fail. Brian Thomas driving in, had it poked free, taken away. Tommy Pittick ends up with the basketball. Tommy up the far sideline, he's doubled and then fouled. I think that one's going to go against Fail on the far sideline.
Fouls on number 11.
I got to think Shambo's not going to be happy. Not so much for the turnover, not that he's thrilled with that, but that just wasn't their usual offense. I don't know if South Jeff did something different. Just was not their normal flow. Even when they're not shooting well, their offense flows. That was not normal offense for Lowville that last possession.
Gavin Warner.
Ooh, that's
traveled.
a lot.
Did try to come to a stop, and the feet just slid out on him.
I feel like those are one of those possessions where your memory doesn't help you out. It's those Lowville's quick hands have knocked away so many balls. You go to make that pass, the guy's not quite where you thought he was going to be. You hesitate, and next thing you know, your foot moves and you travel.
Thomas to Spence, gets it right back. Brian Thomas, two-hand dribble, then gets it to McHugh. McHugh driving in, right hand through the contact, went through Warner. Bobby Pittick with a rebound. Reagan Lawley the other way for South Jeff, handed off. Gavin Warner. Warner up top. Nate Madison driving in. Madison dishing back out to Tommy Pittick. South Jeff reluctant to take the three. Lowville's just closing down so quickly defensively. Warner up top. Lawley is going to let one fly off the left side of the iron. Spence saves it from going inbounds. Bobby Pittick jumped the pass. Tommy comes up with it. Gets into Bobby Pittick with the right hand from the left side. He draws the foul. Spence thought he was straight up. I thought it looked like pretty good defense.
Yeah, I agree.
Bobby Pittick will head to the line, though, for two shots. Referee just picked something up. I wonder if that was more of Tommy Pittick's tooth. I don't.
A little more chipping away.
We're going to call a timeout here. That is what happened. Tommy Pittick lost, I don't know if he lost the entire tooth, but lost some of the tooth. I guess he had chipped some earlier
in the season
too.
Right, yep.
So probably that same tooth, you would think.
Well, that one's
What are
safe.
the odds,
It's
right?
in Dad's pocket.
He came right over and handed it to his father. That was something else.
I'm trying to think. I don't think Lowville hit that three just right off the bat.
Yep.
And then
Spence with the three.
Was it Pittick that got the layup? And other than that, that's the only scoring of the half was 24-19, right?
Yeah, good defensive
Man.
second half
3
here.
minutes in, they're both just stingy defense. I feel like South Jeff's changed a couple things up. Like I said, Pittick spent a lot of time inside where he was out around the three-point arc in the first half. And I'm not sure Tommy Pittick has taken a shot yet. He's passed up a couple good looks, dished to his brother inside, but I'm not sure he's put up a shot.
Tommy Pittick was the player who took over in the third quarter against Watertown. A week back, he buried 3 consecutive possessions. Tommy Pittick made 3-pointers for South Jeff to get them into that game, take over the lead, and then they never really looked back. But you're right, he hasn't really been involved offensively, at least
just
from scoring
unselfish.
perspective. Yep.
Yeah, maybe just picking the spot.
Second shot, no good. Tommy came up with a ball, and then it's poked out of bounds.
Yeah, I was going to say, he missed that call. That was definitely South Jeff ball.
And Bobby Lefevre from behind making the correction.
Game number 12, Hobbs.
Liam Hobbs will check in for Nate Madison. Hobbs is another player who is capable from beyond the arc, but I don't think we've seen him put one up yet. Bobby Pittick to Gavin Warner off the inbound. He's picked up by Myers. Now Tommy Pittick on the near side. Good screen from Bobby. Hand it off, Warner. Now Bobby Pittick. Top of the arc, Bobby Pittick driving in, dishing back out. Warner into the corner, Reagan Lawley. Lawley lost the handle, fell right to Hobbs, and he takes the three, in and out. Rebounded by Logan Watson. And Brian Thomas carries it the other way. Thomas got the handoff and then threw it into the corner for Zaire. Has it right back. Brian Thomas. Handed off. Watson moving three. No good. Rebounded underneath by the Spartans, taking the other way. That's Reagan Lawley with the ball. Lawley handed off for Gavin Warner, Tommy Pittick stepped back to the free throw line. Second guessed his shot. Warner from beyond the arc, off the underneath of the iron.
Nice hands, Pittick.
Ball came right to Tommy Pittick. There he is. I think that's his first couple of points of the night.
I think it's the first shot he's taken.
Tommy Pittick getting on the board. It's 27-24. Watson.
Long scoring drought here for Lowville. Hit that 3 in the first 20 seconds of the half. They haven't scored since. That man-to-man defense is all over him. There's a good pass.
Good ball movement. And good movement off the ball to get open. Brian Thomas from just inside the free throw line.
There's the two-man trap on the inbounds.
It's going to be a foul against Lowville as
15, I think they got Zaire.
Zaire is going to pick up the foul.
They did trap, and I think coach has seen enough of that lob it to Pittick on the sideline.
Just not sure that Zaire really gave Pittick too much room to come back down. I think that was the issue. Signal was a block, so 5th foul against Lowville here in the 3rd quarter. So Bobby Pittick will head to the line. 2 shots coming up. First one good for Bobby from the line. Second shot, no good, rebounded by Spence, and he gets it to Thomas on the near side. Thomas to Spence, to Fail, Michael Fail. Watson to Brian Thomas on the far side. Spence at the top of the arc against Tommy Pittick. Bobby got a hand on it. Here he is. Bobby Pittick in transition right to the rim. And somehow missed the layup. I don't know. He's above the rim.
I think his arm hit the backboard on the way by and it just shook it enough.
That one's blocked and they call the foul. Lawley got a hand on the shot, but not too much of the man.
Fouls on number 15, Lawley, his 3rd, 14th foul of the quarter.
3rd foul against Reagan Lawley.
Gronowski will shoot
2 shots for Eli Gronowski.
I think Pittick's arm hit the backboard on that layup. Just moved it enough where it rolled off the front of the rim.
Could be. He got way up there. He's got a pretty decent wingspan, too, obviously. In and out for Gronowski. Looking for his first points of the night. Off the right-hand side, rebounded by Bobby Pittick.
That's a strong rebound. That's going up, and nobody else is getting that ball.
Lawley, Tommy Pittick, driving against Spence. Gavin Warner. Warner, quick 3 from Lawley. Too strong. Bobby tried to poke it back out to Lawley.
Could have called over the back there.
Brian Thomas driving in, steps into the mid-range shot, no good. Poked around, hit a couple of players. Ended up in the hands of Reagan Lawley. Under 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd quarter, 29-25. Lowville leading here at home. Bobby Pittick, hop step, throws one off the back of the board and in. It's a shot that really, the only reason Bobby Pittick made that is just because of the length. It's just so long. Nobody can
get there to put a hand in it.
Contest it too awful much. Bobby Pittick called for the foul.
5-second
violation.
And you don't see that every day either.
Very rarely. Last night was the first time I've seen an offensive 3-second call this season. I think tonight's the first time I've seen a 5-second call. So almost done
There's
now.
That
but
same inbounds class.
Owen finds its way to Hobbs. Somehow Hobbs up over Thomas.
Wow! And suddenly
didn't even
get
use
a
the
tie
backboard.
game.
And it's all tied up. You're right. 29-29. Spence on the near side. Lowville just struggling to score the ball with much consistency right here. Foul whistled underneath. I think that's Bobby Pittick again.
Fouls on number 23.
Just a second.
Second, yep, for Pittick.
His 2nd, 15th foul.
Michael Fail driving in, getting to the basket, forcing the contact. So he'll head to the line in a tie game.
Outside of that one possession, Lowville's offenses look the same. They're just, South Jeff has turned it up on defense. And Piddick being inside has affected some shots, and he's been a beast on the boards in the third quarter.
Lane violation?
Yep. Somebody. Had to be Lowville.
Must have been Lowville. So it's a 1-point game. Fail makes the first.
And there's the inbound to Piddick.
It's like a rugby play almost. Bobby Piddick goes way up to get the ball. Hobbs to Lawley, to Warner, back to Lawley up top. He looks over at Bob Piddick, his coach.
He's not going to take that one.
Bobby Piddick steps into the three, in and out. Tommy comes up with the offensive rebound.
Nice work.
Bobby.
Oh. Offensive foul.
Charge.
Oh, he's not going to be happy about that. Bob's going to have a seat before he says something he's going to regret.
Third foul against Bobby Piddick. Offensive foul. And we've got a whistle down at the other side of the court. Timeout.
I think
Lowville's
going to get an earful here.
I wondered if Bob might take that timeout to have a go at.
Now he's giving the Fever an earful right now.
He got his explanation. Whether he was satisfied or not, he knew when to
got his pound of flesh. Now get over and talk to the team.
When to walk away.
Because his team's playing some good ball here these last couple minutes.
Tied the game up at 29. Michael Fail gives Lowville the lead with a free throw. But Bobby Piddick's picked up his third foul. Tommy's got a couple now here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, from a Lowville perspective, I don't think their defense is the issue. That offense just not clicking. They're not getting as many open threes, really, just since that first one. So they've extended that defense on the three-point shooters. They put Piddick down under the basket, and it's worked to this point. I mean, you're looking at 6 points for Lowville in the third period. Oh, there's an open three.
Watson from the corner, short. Offensive rebound came right to Thomas.
Another
he gets
one.
to the near side. Gronowski from three, no good. Rebounded.
That's a good rebound
by Bobby Piddick. Lawley driving against Logan Watson. Watson right on his hip. Lawley handed off. Gavin Warner. Warner. Clock down to 15 seconds here.
Really extending that defense.
Bobby Piddick.
He's going to shoot it.
Piddick driving and spinning around. Mid-range shot.
Boy.
Pure. And South Jeff with a lead, 31-30.
Going to get a three off. Wow.
What a run.
Nice flurry there. They were down 5 and suddenly find themselves up 1 going to the fourth.
You mentioned it. Lowville's defense hasn't necessarily really played poorly in the second half.
They gave up 12 points.
The offense.
Unfortunately, the offense only scored 6.
Sputtering, yep, a little bit. 3 on the first possession of the quarter. Came out.
A late bucket and a free throw, and that's it.
Isaiah Spence buried that 3, and then not much after the fact.
And it hasn't been turnovers. They just, that South Jeff defense, they've extended on those shooters. And when they've driven inside, Piddick's been there.
South Jeff rebounding better, too. Part of that's Piddick.
Absolutely.
A little more involved underneath.
And
Bobby.
He's been more aggressive on the offensive end, too. He took a few shots in the first half, wasn't able to finish. He's finishing now. And shaping up for a nice fourth quarter here. I'm going to say that scoring's not going to be, they're going to start scoring again. I'm not sure anybody will hit 50, but we'll see.
You know that they're both capable.
Absolutely.
Certainly both can shoot. They have some players that can definitely make shots from beyond the arc, but first time they played this season, December the 15th in Adams, New York. Lowville won by 4, actually. I was thinking it was 6. I told you I
55-51?
Can't do math very well. 55-51. Lowville won that one. In a couple of weeks. South Jeff, a little bit of a better team as of late, too. It's been true of the game tonight as well. Really got going in the third quarter. Hobbs gets the screens from Piddick. Hobbs with a long Mid-range shot. That one almost went in somehow. Found its way to Bobby Pittick. Offensive rebound and the putback. I thought for a second that one might have been deflected up back into the basket. Spence out to the near side. Gronowski gets it to Watson up top. Spence in the near corner. He's picked up by Tommy Pittick. Spence to Fail up top. Brian Thomas. Logan Watson. Michael Fail driving in against Bobby Pittick into the near corner. Watson wide open for three.
That one was pure from the time he stroked it.
Tie game, 33-33.
They needed that one. There's that same inbounds pass.
Bobby Pittick with a bounce pass to get it across the court for Gavin Warner. And he has the ball right here on the near side. Closed down by Brian Thomas. Bobby set the screen for Tommy. Tommy went underneath the basket instead, didn't really use it. Hobbs on the far side. Crowd's getting involved now here in Lowville.
So they got Thomas guarding Pittick. That's an interesting matchup.
Warner steps into the mid-range shot. Around the rim and out. And Lowville now with a chance to take the lead back. Spence. Moved all the way around the arc. Everybody touched it on its way to Brian Thomas. Gronowski to Thomas on the near side. Picked up by Warner. Underneath. Fail. Nowhere to go. He's guarded tightly by Bobby Pittick. Then picked up his dribble at the three-point line. Spence handed off. Brian Thomas. Thomas hop step up and
they did call
fouled on Tommy Pittick. So the time running down on the shot clock, Tommy Pittick gets too much of Brian Thomas. That'll send him to the line in the tie game, 33-33. 6 minutes and 7 seconds to go on the clock.
I don't know how our stat man Zach can let us know. I'm not sure how many points has Thomas got. Haven't called his name a lot.
Zach's only got Thomas for 3.
That sounds right. He has not scored a lot. Just made a free throw.
Make that 4. The unofficial.
I mean, he's been a
official
key
stats.
part of that offense. It runs through him, but they've really done a nice job preventing him from scoring.
He knocks down 2 from the line, though, to give Lowville a one-possession lead. Pittick's pass back to Warner. Warner jumped, fouled Logan Watson.
Fouls at number 3. Warner, his second team foul. Warner.
Watson will head to the line. Second foul against Gavin Warner. First one is pure from Logan Watson. Makes it a 3-point game. In and out on the second one. Bobby Pittick with the rebound. Gets it to Gavin Warner on the near side. Warner has Madison ahead of him. Warner, guarded by Thomas. Gets it to Tommy Pittick. Now Bobby, guarded by Michael Fail at the top of the arc. Bobby Pittick holds it high up above his head. Dished out. Foul is going to be called underneath. It's going to go against Michael Fail.
Well, Lefevre doesn't like when the player's question is called. He goes talks to them before he talks to the scorer's table. Good for him.
Lefevre's been around a long time. He does a good job.
Oh,
Nothing
no
there,
call.
says Lefevre right on cue. Offensive rebound, 2 points for Nate Madison. It's a 1-point game, 36-35. Brian Thomas, pass nearly jumped. It's going to be a foul, and it's going to go against Bobby Pittick. That's the right call.
Fouls on for 23 Pittick, his 4th.
Yep, 4th. That's big.
13 foul in the quarter.
Got to leave him in there. Although it's a
5
1-point
minutes
game,
and 28 seconds.
You might be able to steal a couple of minutes here, but boy, he's key on that defensive end.
Thomas, Fail now. Spence gets the screen from Fail. Dished off to Myers. Myers. And he traveled.
Boy, I'm not sure Pittick's got another gear. I think I'd be sending somebody inside, see if I can get that 5th foul.
Right now.
He just can't, even that last possession, that close to the 4th foul, he wants every block. Hard-nosed player. He's gonna have a hard time staying off and not collecting that 5th.
Immediately to your left, Ron. Landon Leduc got up and started stretching out down here. One of the big guys off the bench for South Jeff. Hasn't seen any minutes yet. Ball poked free by Thomas against Warner. Thomas got it to Myers underneath, came to a hop step. Myers then put it on the court, got it out to Watson up top. Spence. Ryan Thomas. Isaiah Spence, good bounce pass to find Myers. Back out, and Spence wide open from beyond the arc.
Bang, that's a big three. That's a big spot. Just a little breathing room, make it a 4-point game. Same inbounds.
Lowville has really turned up the pressure. They're going to get called for a foul here on the near side as Ethan Myers is going to pick one up.
Well, they've made that adjustment we talked about at halftime. Obviously, as soon as Pittock, they throw that ball up, they can't out-jump him, but when he comes down, there's 4 hands waiting for him. They've been able to knock a couple away, including that one, but got called for a foul. I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess Pittock's going to take a few steps forward and catch the ball on a lob on the sideline.
They look for Madison.
There it is. Oh, they got a hand on it that time.
They knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Myers.
Nice
bounce
pass.
Spence
to the bucket. Oh.
I don't know if
Great look.
Lawley got a hand on that or not, but did enough defensively to force the miss. Here he is on the ball now. Reagan Lawley. Hand it off. Tommy Pittock. Tommy Pittock.
I feel like
Liam
Tommy
Hobbs.
Pittock might be the change they need. He hasn't done a heck of a lot of scoring. They need a new weapon here.
Bobby Pittock underneath. Cuts to the basket.
Wow.
Throws one up through a lot of contact. Good defense to prevent the easy look for Bobby Pittock. Spence. And Lowville's going to take a timeout.
The action has picked up, which is saying something because it's been a pretty busy 3 quarters, but a lot more intensity on the court here with just under 4 minutes to go. Lowville's managed to open up the 4-point lead. They've hit a couple of threes here in the 4th quarter. Quick 9 points. And they only put up 6 in the entire 3rd. The scoring's picked up a little bit. We'll see. Still think that storyline's going to revolve around, honestly, the 2 Pittocks. Bobby trying not to pick up his 5th, and I just feel like Tommy's got to get involved in the game. Been out there playing hard. He just has not got the offense going. Haven't had a chance to call his name very much.
How much of that do you have to credit Lowville's effort defensively?
Yep.
I mean, they've been great
Absolutely.
all night long with that full court press. And
Yep.
even though South Jeff seems like they've got it figured out and get it to Bobby and then go from there. I mean, Lowville, especially the last couple of possessions, have really started to jump those passes, get hands on the ball, deflect them.
I mean, they made it pretty clear that inbounds, they've run the same play every possession since the opening tip. So you know Lowville's going to make an adjustment. Can Pittock make an adjustment now and get his guys in a better position? If they can do something else with the ball, they may end up with an easy layup, but the lob to Bobby, I think, has worn its welcome.
Ball inbounded to Spence. He's harried by Tommy Pittock. Brian Thomas.
Good word, harried. Nice.
Spence.
That was nice.
Hands off to Logan Watson. I'm glad you liked it. Brian Thomas.
I like vocab. That was good.
The near side. Myers driving in. Back out.
There's a
Watson
triple.
from 3.
Oh.
In and out. That would have been a dagger.
I was just going to say those exact words.
Lawley. Madison now. Nate Madison to Liam Hobbs. He's picked up and guarded tightly by Brian Thomas. Gets it right back. Hobbs going to take the 3 with a hand in his face, and he buried it.
3-point best amount of 12.
I don't know how. Liam Hobbs.
Right in his face. That's a good shot.
Man, in his grill. He cuts it back down to 1. 39-38. Myers, bounce pass for Fail, who gets a dispense at the top of the arc.
Right, a lot of credit, South Jeff. Just when you think it might be slipping away, they hit a big shot. There's Thomas.
Yeah, and there's Bobby Pittock stepping out of the way at the last
Had
second.
to.
Can't pick up that 5th. Madison gets the ball over half court, but then he's triple teamed. Gets it somehow. Bobby Pittock on the near side into the corner. Hobbs again from 3.
Oh,
too strong. Rebounded.
He thought he had that one. We got a guy down on the court here.
Yeah, it's Nate Madison on the far side.
That was who was triple teamed as he got across half court.
I don't know how he spun his way out of that one, but able to get the pass away somehow, and he's
going to guess.
down there on
I
the
didn't
far
see
side.
what happened. I'm going to guess he fell down hard on the hip. Looks like he's holding that left hip.
Left hip. Coach Piddick over there.
Yeah, let's hope he's okay. He's played a good game under constant duress from that Lowville press.
Back up with help from Bob Piddick. Definitely that left hip is what he's favoring. Would make perfect sense that that's.
Yep.
He was spinning around out of that triple team, got the pass away, would have fallen onto that hip. So Madison likely will come out of the game. Warner will come in to replace him. So Warner, both Piddicks, Hobbs, and Lawley on the court for South Jeff. It's Brian Thomas, Isaiah Spence, Myers, and Watson out there, as well as Fail for Lowville. Fail on the ball now, bounce pass to Spence. He's guarded by Tommy Piddick. Gets it to Myers. Myers dishing back out. Watson to Thomas up top. Thomas trying to get to the basket and does.
Consecutive possessions to the basket.
South Jeff gets it inbounds to Bobby Piddick. He's doubled quickly. His pass jumped. Finds its way to Liam Hobbs, who spins out of that pressure somehow. Fortunate for South Jeff.
Open three, nobody in town.
Warner buries the three. Just got lost in coverage over there. Nobody knew where he was. Back to a 2-point game. Gavin Warner with a three.
What do you think? Go to the well again, see if they can get Thomas down the lane.
Fail.
It's worked twice.
Does get it to Thomas, then sets the screen. Fail rolled off of that screen and was wide open. Bobby Piddick didn't pick him up underneath.
And
Thomas back
it
out. I'm not sure if Fail really wants to take the long jumper. Ethan Myers driving against Hobbs. Myers.
There's a triple.
Watson steps back into the three. No good.
Nice
and
rebound.
Offensive rebound. Michael
nice
Fail.
Rebound.
Whistle. Timeout by Lowville here with a 2-point lead.
That's a big rebound under a minute to go. South Jeff would have had a possession to either tie or take the lead. Now they got to find a way to play 33 more seconds of defense to have that opportunity. They haven't gotten a ton of rebounds away from Piddick, but that was a big one.
Piddick, you can tell just that extra bit more hesitant underneath in some of those plays on 4 fouls.
He can give that up now. You got a minute to go. There's no more freebies. You don't let anybody have a layup at this point.
South Jeff down by 2 with 59.8 on the clock.
See if Shambo can draw something up here. Take about 25 seconds off the clock. Run a play to get your best shooter a shot. I got to think you're going to have somebody posting up in the corner for a 3, or you're going to have, geez, why am I drawing a blank? Thomas going to the hole. It's worked the last couple of possessions. That's what I'm drawing up. I'm drawing run 20, 25 seconds off the clock. Let Thomas drive the lane. If it's not open, you're going to have a shooter.
Get the ball in his hands, you think. Let him move the basketball.
Myers has been pretty effective driving as well. Just hasn't pulled the trigger once he gets in there. Thomas, I think, is your guy that can either finish for himself or find an open teammate. We'll see what they draw up. Shambo's a lot better drawing up plays certainly than I am, so we'll see. I'm sure he came up with something good.
Thomas gets the ball inbounds to Logan Watson, and now back into the hands of Brian Thomas. He's picked up by Gavin Warner. Good screen from Spence.
Down the lane.
Thomas into the paint.
Oh, the block.
Blocking foul.
Oh. That one could have gone either way.
Number 15, Lawley, his fourth foul.
The first quarter of play, we saw a couple of charges called.
Interesting. I'm not sure I would have called that a shooting foul. Did he actually get a shot off?
Well, it's only the 4th foul against South Jeff, so definitely not in the bonus.
It must have been a shooting foul. I never saw the ball come out of his hand, but 2 big free throws.
The first one especially really big, makes it a 3-point game, but this one would be crucial potentially for Lowville. Thomas.
No question. Confident.
So a 4-point game. Spartans
There's the lob.
get it into bounds. Bobby Pittick. Pass nearly jumped. Tommy came up with the ball. Got it out to Warner. Warner to Lawley. Lawley. Bobby Pittick. Bobby Pittick. Handed off. Gavin Warner. Reagan Lawley has Hobbs in the corner. Lawley right to the basket. The greatest look for South Jeff, and now they've got a foul.
Got a foul now.
And they do. Warner. Wanted to make sure it was
Foul
called.
for 5 seconds, playing drums on the side.
Number 3, Warner, his third.
Not the player you want to foul. Thomas will head to the line. South Jeff's going to take a timeout here. Now, that wasn't the greatest offensive possession,
No.
down 4. I understand you want to get a good look. And, you want to give your players the confidence that if they think they have a good look at the basket, to take it, but not the greatest look for South Jeff there. They had a little more time to try to draw something up, set something up, and find somebody open for a better shot than that. Maybe get the hands into Bobby or Tommy Pittick.
Yeah, that was one of their weaker possessions in the entire game. Not a good time to pull that out. Down 4 with 30 seconds to go.
So it'll be 2 shots for Brian Thomas at the free throw line. Chance to really salt it away.
Well, 6 points is going to be pretty tough. Still a 2-possession game, but with 25 seconds to go, on top of the way that last offensive possession went.
Well, you'd think if Thomas can make it a 5 or 6 point game, Lowville would really kind of give up the 2 and let South Jeff take it if they want, but the 3 is what will hurt you.
He went up 4. They threw that same inbounds pass to Pittick, and that next pass they were all over. They certainly weren't playing passive. There was no basketball prevent defense. They were as aggressive as they've been from the opening tip. That's the only way they know how to play.
Four-point game now. Brian Thomas, a chance to make that 5 or 6. Misses the first. Leaving that window open just the tiniest bit.
A little bit of a crack.
Now the second. Long pause for Thomas. He makes the second. And yet, still the full court press. Bobby. Lawley. Deflected out of bounds.
Flew into the first row, and longtime Lowville fan Ed Murphy couldn't catch the ball, but he caught the player.
I know Ed. I didn't realize Ed was over there.
Yeah, he doesn't very often miss a game.
Long
That's a deep 3.
Short. Comes out to the near side. Watson with a rebound. Hobbs will foul, but that'll do it, you would think, barring something really miraculous at this point.
I'm not sure Hobbs knew how far out he was. That was deep. That was a 25-footer.
Not sure he cared either. Just needed to get a shot up.
It was on line. He was deeper than he thought.
He was about 3 or 4 feet closer. I think he would have nailed it, but
yeah,
not quite. Had the legs. First free throw from Watson, no good.
Still leaving just that little bit. Keep everybody reeled in right to the final gun. Now, if this game goes according to script, South Jeff will come down and bury a 3 just to make it interesting.
Second free throw from Watson. And it's a 6-point game. Spartans really got to push it. Wonder if they'll inbound to Bobby Pittick. They do.
They bounce pass this time. Wasn't the lob. Pittick's going, finds the triple. That might go.
Yeah,
fouled on the 3.
So Hobbs will head to the line for 3 free throws.
Wow, that's just
I think that's the first foul I've seen on a 3-point jump shot this year, too. So all sorts of crazy stuff happening this week. 3 big free throws here for Liam Hobbs. First one, no good. I like that. Bobby Pittick over here on the near sideline, looking over to the sideline. Did you see what he said? Coach.
He said,
Coach.
Yeah. Not dad.
Yep.
I like
that. Wondering if they were going to call a timeout if he made the second free throw,
Right.
and they did.
And then he said, I'll call it. I was wondering when he first turned around if he was thinking, should we tell him to miss the third one
Right.
and try to get the rebound?
Maybe that's
And maybe that's what
what
we're
they're
going to talk
talking
about now.
right now. 7.3 on the clock, 5-point game.
If they can somehow get a bucket off an offensive rebound, make it a 3-point game, try for a steal.
Foul.
They don't have a ton of options with 7.3 left.
5 fouls now for South Jeff, though, so you don't have to worry about trying to give anything.
Right.
Foul will just send whoever to the line. So one more for Liam Hobbs from the free throw line.
Shambo using every second and then a few more here.
Now Lowville will head down here to this side of the court. Myers, Watson, Fail. Ethan Zare hasn't seen a lot of the court here in the second half, but he's out there now. Figure maybe he's one of their better free throw shooters. Would be my thought anyway. Of course, Brian Thomas. Hobbs makes the third free throw. South Jeff with the pressure here. Myers, he's fouled quickly by Hobbs. So Ethan Myers will head to the line for 2 shots. 4-point game.
Should be done. Trying to come up with ways to score 4 when the other team's got the ball with 4 or 5 seconds left.
1 or 2 from here would really do it. Both would end it. Myers, short.
Just leaving it open a little bit.
Like you said, it's pretty difficult to try to come up with a scenario here, but there's always a chance. The second one missed. Bobby Pittick
Gets the
with
timeout.
the rebound, calls the timeout. You almost have to get fouled on a 3 and make the 3 and make the free throw to tie the game, and then go from there. I mean, it's a pretty difficult scenario here. Not a lot of time.
Shot. If you can get a shot off right off the inbounds and bury a 3.
And then steal the inbound pass.
Or,
maybe,
I mean, even if you foul,
force
guy
a
makes
miss.
2, I mean, it's a long shot, but stranger things have happened. Would have been a lot easier story had he made 1 or 2 of those free throws.
Does South Jeff have any timeouts left? I haven't been keeping track, and I don't
feel like this was their last one. I could be
keep
wrong.
track of them up on the board, on the scoreboard. What a game, though.
Fantastic game. No quitting the Spartans at all. Fantastic effort by them. Again, with not a lot of guys off the bench, really. 1 or 2 subs off the bench the whole game.
Yeah, they really haven't used too much of that bench at all. You're right.
Kudos to them because they have worked every minute. There's no let up when you're playing Lowville.
Gavin Warner came off the bench to play quite a
Paddock
bit,
is bringing it in. I'm guessing it's because he can throw it the furthest. And there we go.
Spot on, long down the court, gets it to Lawley. Lawley running out of time, throws one up. And a definition of threw one up. Rebounded by Thomas McHugh.
That's a big game.
End the game.
Yep,
really
big
good game. We joked about it, Ron, a little bit. Zach and I beforehand. You're a Lowville guy. I'm a South Jeff guy.
Yeah.
We figured, we both got a little bit of a bias here tonight.
Game, yeah.
But I mean,
2 good teams.
It was exciting. It was close. It was engaging.
Absolutely.
It was good basketball.
Love to see
Fun
just
to watch.
Athletes playing hard. That's what you saw tonight. It was a clean game. Effort. Every guy on the court, every minute of the game. Hard fought. Whoever won it was going to earn it, and they did.
47-43, the final score here. Lowville over South Jeff. Tooth and nail, right to the last second of the game.
If I'm right, it's your turn to pick player of the game, I think.
It is. It is. Zach Zabriskie says, take this with a grain of salt. That's the note he's written on here. And Watson, about 12 points. Thomas, 12 or 13. Go along with a couple of rebounds. I think Brian Thomas just late in the game when you needed a bucket, you needed somebody to hold on to the basketball. He did it, and then he made a couple of big free throws late too.
Yeah, those
to
two
really
straight
kind
layups.
of secure the game. Layups and free throws late. So I'll give player of the game to Brian Thomas. Bobby Pittick turned it on in the second half for South Jeff a little bit. Didn't have the greatest first half, but turned it on.
And received, 40 inbound passes?
At least. So again, the final score here in Lowville, 47 to 43. I think this might be their senior night, actually.
I believe it is.
I didn't realize that until after the game.
To do it after the game. That's interesting. Usually teams will do it beforehand. This is nice, and actually it's kind of a classy move. Then the other team hasn't got to sit through it or wait. This is nice. I like this.
So an even bigger win for Lowville than on senior night.
That's right.
Over South Jeff. They'll win the season series against South Jeff. Win both games 55 to 51 in December, and then tonight 47 to 43. They'll take it down here in Lewis County. For our crew tonight, Carter Thazier up in the stands on the camera. Ron Rockwood to my left, Zach Zabriskie to my right. My name is Connor Lalone. Thank you all for tuning in to high school basketball. I think we're off until next Thursday, if I remember correctly. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's General Brown Indian River girls game, which is a rematch of the game we saw at JCC. And I looked at the schedules, the rosters, and the stats today. That's the only loss of the year for the Indian River girls, was that game against General Brown. So it'll be a big rematch next Thursday.
Is that at General Brown?
In General Brown.
Wow.
So that'll be a great game, you would think, just like tonight was.
I would think that shapes up to be a beauty. Two best girls teams in the area for sure.
Without a doubt. So again, for everybody here, for all of you watching, thank you very much for tuning in. Join us, please, next Thursday for that game. Should be an absolute cracker. Take care tonight. If you're driving anywhere, please be safe. Ron's laughing at my cracker joke. Right. The vocabulary.
It'll be a cracker.
Off the charts tonight.
Well, I can't miss it if it's going to be a cracker.
Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good night.